Andrés Manuel López Obrador, or AMLO as he is popularly known, swept into power on a wave of hope and change. His election marked a significant shift in the political landscape of Mexico, a country yearning for a new direction. Mexicans, weary of corruption and inequality, saw in him a leader cut from a different cloth. They believed he could bring the much-needed transformation that had eluded them for decades. AMLO, with his simple attire and folksy manner, positioned himself as a man of the people. He often shunned the trappings of power, preferring to connect directly with citizens. He promised a departure from the excesses of previous administrations, pledging to lead a life of austerity. His commitment to frugality was not just rhetoric, it was a cornerstone of his political identity. This image of a frugal president resonated deeply with the Mexican people. They saw in him a reflection of their own struggles and aspirations. For years they had witnessed their leaders indulge in lavish lifestyles while the majority struggled to make ends meet. The contrast between the ruling elite and the common people had never been starker. AMLO's message was clear. He was not like the others. He was determined to bridge the gap between the government and the governed. He would be a president who understood their struggles because he lived like them. His promise was to bring the government closer to the people, ensuring that their voices were heard and their needs addressed. Austerity in the context of AMLO's presidency meant more than just personal frugality. It was a guiding principle that shaped his entire approach to governance. It represented a complete rejection of the opulent excesses that had come to symbolize the political elite. AMLO sought to bridge the gap between the government and the people by eliminating unnecessary luxuries. It meant cutting down on government spending, selling off presidential planes, and foregoing luxurious accommodations. These actions were not just symbolic, they were practical steps towards a more equitable society. This commitment to austerity was central to AMLO's political identity. It was a promise he made to the people, a promise to lead by example and to prioritize their needs. It was a tangible manifestation of his commitment to serving the people and putting their needs before his own. By cutting down on government excess, he aimed to redirect resources to where they were most needed. His message was clear: every peso saved on government extravagance was a peso that could be redirected towards social programs and infrastructure projects that would benefit ordinary Mexicans. This approach was designed to foster a sense of trust and accountability, ensuring that the government worked for the people, not the other way around. However, AMLO's carefully cultivated image of austerity has not been without its cracks. Rumors have circulated about family trips on private jets and lavish weddings that seem at odds with his message of frugality. While these rumors have been vehemently denied by AMLO and his supporters, they have nonetheless sown seeds of doubt in the minds of some. The accusations, whether true or not, strike at the heart of AMLO's carefully constructed persona. They raise questions about the authenticity of his commitment to austerity and whether it was merely a facade to garner public support. The controversy surrounding AMLO's lifestyle, regardless of its veracity, highlights the inherent tension between image and reality in politics. This tension is not unique to Mexico, but is a global phenomenon where leaders are constantly scrutinized. It underscores the public's desire for leaders who are not only perceived as honest and trustworthy, but who also live up to those ideals in their personal lives. The expectations are high, and any deviation can lead to significant public outcry and disappointment. Whether these whispers of extravagance will ultimately tarnish AMLO's legacy remains to be seen. His supporters argue that his policies speak louder than rumors, while critics believe that personal conduct is equally important. However, they serve as a potent reminder that public trust, once eroded, can be difficult to regain. Trust is the cornerstone of any leadership, and once it is broken, the path to restoration is arduous and often incomplete. The question remains: will the Mexican people continue to believe in the promise of a president who lives like them, or will these doubts linger, casting a shadow over his presidency? The future of his legacy hangs in the balance, dependent on both his actions and the public's perception.